So I want to explain a little bit about Sefirat HaOmer with the help of Hashem. There's many things that we can discuss about Sefirat HaOmer. It's a big thing. But today, very soon, supposed to be a Brit Mila of one of my friends and students, Rabbi Yochanan from Bogota, Colombia. So he have a Brit for his son. So I want to speak in the honor of the Brit Mila because I can't be there. I'm here in Yerushalayim, Baruch Hashem. I'm very happy to be here. But from here I want to send this blessing and to dedicate this shiur for the health of the baby, Bezrat Hashem, for the success of the Brit Mila. And I don't know what the name is yet because we have to wait for after the Brit Mila. But anyhow, to knock ben Yocheved. So there is a great connection actually between the Sefirat HaOmer, Brit Mila, and what is happening now in the world with this, how they call it, COVID virus quarantine. Not about the quarantine, the COVID virus. What is the connection? So, first of all, I want to start with a story that is brought down in Gemara in Masechet Shabbat, that is related with the whole subject matter. It says that there was a woman that she gave birth to one child. They did a Brit Mila, the child died. Okay? She had another child. They did a Brit Mila, the child died. They had a third child. They didn't know what to do Brit Mila or not to do Brit Mila. Came there one of the big rabbis of that generation. His name was Rabbi Natan HaBavli. And he gave advice for this lady. He told her, wait until the baby will absorb the blood. Why? Sometimes it happens that the baby is born and is red. Sometimes it's yellow, and that's one problem. Sometimes babies are born and they're red. They're too red, meaning the blood is not absorbed within the organs. Okay? So then if they do the Brit Mila in that stage, in that time, after 8 days, when the baby is not healthy, so then the baby dies. So Rabbi Natan HaBavli told this lady, wait until the baby will absorb the blood, that he won't be so red, and then do the Brit Mila. And sure enough, she listened to him. They waited until the blood was absorbed. Then afterwards, they did the Brit Mila, and Baruch Hashem, the baby was alive, and they called the baby Rabbi Natan HaBavli. So, what's the connection between that story?
You call him Rabbi?
No. Natan HaBavli. Anyhow, yeah, good point. The Arizal brings this story as a parable to understand the meaning of Sefirat HaOmer. Okay? Why is that? Because Yetziat Mitzrayim, going out of Egypt, is not only the history, it is also the spiritual present that we are living. Meaning, within the first day of Pesach, the spiritual world that we are related with is reborn every year. Okay? What does it mean that the spiritual existence is reborn? Thank you. It means like a baby that is reborn, it needs to go through the Brit Mila. Thank you. And it needs to be in the right time. It needs to be in the right time that the baby will survive. Right? If the baby is not healthy, you cannot do the Brit Mila. You're not allowed. So we have to go through the process of Sefirat HaOmer. Okay? We have to go through the process of Sefirat HaOmer to heal that baby, to heal our spiritual world. And there is different meanings of Sefirat HaOmer. That's one of the meanings. One of the spiritual meanings is a process of healing. Okay? And that's why I say it's also related with the state of the world today, with this virus, with this plague. That the whole world needs to go through a process of healing to be healthy. And when the world is ready, when the world is getting to the point of health, of strength, that it's able to go through the process of the Brit Mila, what is the Brit Mila means? Brit Mila is to remove the Orla. The Orla represents all of the negative side of the creation. So when we are doing Brit Mila to a baby or to ourselves in our spiritual world, Baruch Hashem, we don't have to go through Brit Mila physically every time again, but the main thing of the Brit Mila is the Brit Mila of the heart. And that's what it says. There's a pasuk about it. Umalti et orlat levavchem. Hashem says, I will circumcise the orla of your heart. So we have a certain negative side, which is what we call the Yetzer Hara, that is within us, holding our heart in a certain way, and we cannot do the full Brit Mila, we not really get rid of it until we'll be healthy enough to survive it. And this is Sefirat HaOmer. In Sefirat HaOmer, we should get the strength and go through the process of healing to be able to complete that Brit Mila, to complete leaving Egypt. It's like we're leaving Egypt, but we're carrying Egypt with us. Right? We're going out of the negativity, but we're carrying a little bit of this negativity with us. And it's very, very hard to let go and to get rid of it. Right? What's the reason? Because we're missing something. We have to go through this process of Sefirat HaOmer. And that's what it says in the Torah, that only in the 50th day, then they got the Torah. The receiving of the Torah in Shavuot, this is representing the new dimension of life, of purity, of health, of connecting to Hashem. So, how do we do that? How can we use that potential of this time of Sefirat HaOmer to strengthen ourselves and to purify ourselves and to heal ourselves? And we understand that by working on ourselves, we are doing our share in the tikkun of the whole world. So as much as each individual will work on himself in this time of Sefirat HaOmer to really get on that wave of heal yourself and become to be a better person, to be pure, to get rid, to let go of all of the Egypt that we're holding on to, and to open our hands that it will be ready to receive the Torah in Shavuot. So how do we do that? How do we do that? That's, as they say, the million billion question, right?
$1 million question.
Right. So the answer is that there's no one answer. It's not just do this one thing, take this pill, and then that's it. No, it doesn't work this way, right? This is the way of the Yetzer Hara. In the real deal of the Torah of Hashem is that it's a process. It's not one moment thing. It's not one tikkun that you do that and that's it, everything is fine. No. It's a process that we have to work on. Okay? And as much as we are dedicating ourselves to this process, and we are taking it more seriously and more sincerely, and doing the homework that we need to do, and that's, by the way, the spiritual meaning, according to my understanding of this quarantine, that the world is is basically everybody are locked in their houses. Baruch Hashem that we are privileged to, that will be our house that we're locking in. What's the meaning? It means we have homework to do. We have to be in our home physically and spiritually, and to do the homework, to do the cleaning, to purify ourselves, right? Anyhow,
So
it's a whole process. Okay, it's a whole process, and it's not something that can be given in one moment, in one time, in one class. Bezrat Hashem, through the days of the HaOmer, we'll go more and more deeper and deeper to understand the different parts, the different ingredients that are active within us, within the spiritual worlds, in those days of the HaOmer. And you have to know that it's different. Okay, it's not the same regular spiritual world that we have in the rest of the year. The days of the HaOmer are unique, and there's many sources about it in the Torah of the Arizal, in Etz Chaim, in Sha'ar Kavanot. The Rashash speaks about it. There's so many different opinions of the different Mekubalim of how to look at it and what exactly is the meaning. So we'll speak more and more about it. We have Baruch Hashem some days of HaOmer, and I just want to like give this point that some people they look on those days of the HaOmer as something negative. They got so tied in the concept of mourning about the students of Rabbi Akiva that died in this time. So like when we don't we have all kinds of customs of not getting married and not listening to music and this and that. And some people take it like very seriously, and that's the days of HaOmer for them. That's the days of the HaOmer, just mourning about the students of Rabbi Akiva. So come on, the days of the HaOmer is written in Torah. It didn't start with the students of Rabbi Akiva. The days of the HaOmer have much more meaning. So to take like some kind of a corner, some kind of a niche and say this is the days of the HaOmer, obviously it's missing the point big time. The days of the HaOmer is a great potential of growth, and it's not so much about mourning. We have to go through a process of being what we need to be what we are able to be, who Hashem wants us to be. And as much as we do that, so according to those efforts that we're putting in these days, that will determine our existence in the rest of the year. Okay, and that's also the words of the Rashash when he speaks about Sefirat HaOmer. Bli neder, another time I might read the line inside of the Nahar Shalom, the words of the Rashash, but believe me, it says it there in Nahar Shalom, the Rashash, that the days of the HaOmer is the root of the whole year. Okay, so I'm not saying that there's no meaning for the students of Rabbi Akiva that died in this time. Okay, there is also, that's also part of our understanding within the meaning of the days of Sefirat HaOmer. But that's just one ingredient. There's many other things. So with the help of Hashem, we'll discuss it more. For now, I want to say again, Mazal Tov to my friend and student Rabbi Yochanan for the Brit Mila of his son, and I want to send a blessing for all the people that are listening, participating. If you are able to share it with more people, even better, that everybody will be healthy, spiritually, emotionally, physically, and that Hashem will give us the blessing and the strength to do this work and to go through this process and to take advantage of the great potential that there is in these days, specifically now in this year with all of the circumstances that Hashem is giving us. So it's even greater. It's even greater. I want to speak about more another time. But basically, people have more time now because they don't have to run out and doing all kinds of arrangement. They are forced to be in the house. So obviously it means that Hashem wants us to be in touch with Him. Very simple, right? So the best time now to do that is in the Sefirat HaOmer. Okay, I want to just finish with this point. The best time to use this potential and to connect to the meaning of this time, of these days, and to work on all of those different parts that we're mentioning today, and we'll speak about more later, is when you're doing the mitzvah of counting the Omer. Okay? It's time of meditation, it's time of looking inside of yourself and really trying to bring the light, to heal yourself, to heal the world, and Bezrat Hashem, that everybody will have the revelation of the light of Hashem for themselves and for all the people around them. Baruch Adonai Le'olam, Amen ve'Amen. Blessings from Yerushalayim, Har Zion, Kever David HaMelech.